Asserts. Today I'm going to do another movie rant. This time with scenes, so we'll see how this editing thingy will go on. But today we are going to watch the sequel of 28 Days Later, which is called 28 Weeks Later. So let's see. We're going to take to look at the mistakes people in the movie make, what they did good, and see what we can learn from it. All right, let's do this. All right, this I already like. The If you can see in the back, they boarded up all the windows and they stuffed it full with, I think it's cloth or newspapers or something. But that's already good in a zombie survival situation, because you don't want any noise to get outside. So, and it also helps getting, especially in the night, when you have light inside, you don't want to draw any attention, even from the smallest speck of light. So, already good of these persons. Yeah, nothing to say about this. Good so far, good thinking. Alright, what I can see from this scene is the first of all, they use candles as lights. Yes, that's very good, because yes, of course, in the zombie survival situation, no power plant will be operational. So yeah, using candles is a very good way of light sources. All to be honest, I see a few dangers around here. First of all, they stick the candles on just wooden plates. Yeah, some of those candles are very thin, so they can be knocked over very easily, to be honest. And that's the danger I see in this. Especially with those tin candles, they can fall off, start a fire, and you will have to leave a burning building in the midst of every zombie in the neighborhood who will see that building on fire. So that will draw attention, and you have to flee with probably not that much gear. Then you're fucked, I would say. The next thing I see is they making a warm dinner. Yeah. They probably must use a. I don't think it's a gas stove they use. It's probably on wood. By the looks of it, it's what I think. But if you're going to make if you're gonna cook with wood in a zombie apocalypse like this, do it during the night, because I saw it was day in this when the scene plays off, and that's kind of dangerous because the smoke. First of all, the smoke will draw attention, so do it at night so the smoke is not visible. Second, the smell. Yeah, these zombies are regular people, regular humans that are infected. So the smell can entice some of the zombies, but yet again, do it at night, because at night they can smell perhaps the cooked food, which will draw attention, but they will not see exactly where from. So yet again, cooking and making dinner in this type of situation, I would do this at night, to be honest. And it's also better to use because when you're going to eat together, you need more light, and they do this during the day. So yet again, it's kind of dangerous, especially when you have not that much light, and it will save on the candles that you will probably need that hard. What a good point about this is they're cooking dinner together, which is very good when you're locked up in a building surrounded by zombies. Yeah, it's a group bonding is good for rising up morale and to keep the spirits up. So eating together a good meal and talking and making jokes, that's already a good thing for a high stressful situation. So I like this one. Okay, I take my words back from earlier. Those cloth and newspapers that were holding the sound back, kind of bullshit. They heard that child easily from the street away. So I guess that even when they are talking loud, like they did, just like you saw at the dinner table, they would draw attention from a zombie that perhaps just walked by or something. So that's very dangerous. Second thing, uh, fuck that kid. Why? You are in the middle of a zombie infested area, and you find nothing better to do than to scream. That's just like ringing the dinner bell. Even when you're saved, which they do, to be honest, um, the zombies will probably, that are far off, will saw the child perhaps, and hear the child, so they will look in the area. These zombies are a little bit smarter than most zombies, I guess. What I find good already is they had a weapon on hand before opening the door. Bad thing, they did not check that well in the area. For the same thing, they could open the door, and just when the child was going in, a zombie could storm by, and that would have been bad news. Uh, I'm kind of split on this decision because would you let the child die? I hope I never have to make that choice, but to be honest, it's on your own judgment, I would say, but it's a hard judgment. But it's better safe than sorry, I would say. But yeah, yet again, it's a child. It's could bring the morale down, and yeah, like I once said before in the zombie rant, when you don't help people who are desperate, they will do something stupid. They will try to break inside of your house, perhaps. Like this child could, when they did not open the door, it could climb through a window, break through the door, perhaps to find safety. And I think that is the what I said earlier. They must have used some wood stove to cook the fire, because how else would this child know that there were people inside of this building? Perhaps because of the barricades. Small chance. I would say it's because of the smoke. And if the child would have seen the smoke, so do the zombies. Alright, we'll go on. Alright. There were zombies. One of the guys decided to watch outside to see if it's safe through an open window. Got seen by a zombie, got that broke through, and now the infected all starting to break inside of the house. Several problems could have solved this. First of all, probably the child draw more zombies than usual to this place, which made the zombies more alert. Second, don't get near the window. They have a second story building. If you're going to look outside, peek through perhaps a peek through a slit in the window. Perhaps put a little roof tile above and look there into the street, so it would be less noticed. But no, you have to do it on the ground level, on eye level, and then the zombie grabbed you through the least fortified piece of the building. Good job, I would say. Sarcastic. Second thing I noticed is only one of them has a weapon now. The guy with the crowbar. That kind of pisses me off, because you know there is a zombie situation. Everyone should have a weapon on their body. I don't care if it's a hammer, a crowbar, or some other piece of tool, perhaps even a sticker or a pitchfork or something. But every person should be armed 24/7 inside of this hideout. Alright, my second problem is protection. These people know that these zombies are highly infectious with even the smallest piece of blood, and yet none of them have anything, wear any goggles, wear any face mask. I would just, even if it's a piece of cloth that you can bind in front of your face, that's one hole less where the blood can get inside of your orifices and you get infected. So, second mistake, no protection against fluids. And the last thing I find very odd is everybody runs another way. Like, if I was in a zombie survival situation with other people in the building, I would start up making procedures from like that everyone knows what they have to do. Like, from the moment a zombie gets inside of the building, everyone should have already been armed. Everyone should start to I don't know, have at least some procedure. Bring the elderly, and the child above in safety, and a man who can fight. Try to work together to one like one guy holds back a zombie with a stick, and the other finishing him off with, of course, with protection. And that way you have a better defense than everyone here walking around like chicken without heads. So that's kind of pisses me off. All right, let's go on and see what this will give. Oh my god, that is horrible. So the guy jumped out of the house and left behind his wife and child. They were separated by zombies that came inside of the room. To be honest, what could he have done? Those fighting with his bare hands because he lost his crowbar. Yeah, they were all dead if if he didn't flee. So, to be honest, I cannot blame the guy. Even though it's a horrible situation, but yeah, if he tried to be a hero, he would have been that. If you're going to leave that building, I would suggest, if you plan this ahead for when zombies would have broken in, this would be one of those procedures I would tell to the other people. Have something ready to aid in, like a bug out bag. I don't mean a big one because these zombies are very fast. If you have to run away in a hurry, a big backpack will slow you down. But at least something like a belt with a packet, or a little sling package with a bottle of water, or a knife, a weapon, or something small, easy, that at least give you a chance to survive inside of this during your bug out from this building. What I also noticed is this guy apparently he just starts running in the middle of the street, in the middle of the field, and that's why those zombies notice them. Yeah, the first one of the rules of invasion is try to be less visible as possible by perhaps crawling, sneaking, try to move around cover so the zombies around you don't see you that directly, unless you already been noticed in this case. But I didn't think that was the case until he started to make a run in the middle of the street. Just my thoughts. It's a wild scene, so yeah, it's easy to say this from this comfy chair. So let's see what this guy is up to. All right, what we can learn from this scene is being in a good physical health condition is very important. I would say not only in the zombie survival situation, but in general. Whatever survival situation you're in, it's always better to be in good shape. I don't mean you have to be a bodybuilder or an Olympic athlete, but like you can see, if you can run half a mile at full speed, that can save you from any danger. If it's zombies, a guy with a gun, or some thug with a knife behind you. So this guy was in good health, so that's already a good thing. Perhaps it was a good stew they ate before, so he had some energy, good energy to make that run. Yeah, and another guy was also very good. He was preparing a boat to leave, which make me think that they were smarter than I thought, because that guy knew there was a boat ready, so perhaps they made this plan earlier before, but they couldn't move that many people inside of that little boat. So perhaps he told the others, or he didn't told the others, but it was a good thing they had a bug out vehicle for this sort of situation. And it was already tanked, which is also a good thing. Only too bad that the guy who came up with the plan first and started the engine fell out of the boat and got bitten. So that's kind of bad. That shows you how a stressful situation can even fuck up a good plan that you already had for escape or survival. So I'm very realistic, to be honest. All right.
Bug nuts. Him again. I saw him yesterday. Sam, where's Fester Fucknut? Oh, your boyfriend? Yeah, there he is. Just thinking his head on 20th floor. Yeah, next to the fire exit, man. Oh, shit. I think he needs a jerk-off extender. Hey, Doyle, you're the expert in hand-to-hand combat. Man-to-man combat. Shut up. I think it might be your dad, Doyle.
All right. Here they have put snipers on the rooftops of the buildings in what apparently is a safe quarantine zone. 28 weeks later, after the events were when the zombies were almost mostly died off, so they started to colonizing Isle of Dogs, I think, in this movie, which is a small island that they apparently cleaned and get rid of the zombies and start to disinfect. And they put snipers on the buildings. All right, good thinking, I guess. But why do they have to be that high? Uh, if I would set snipers up, I would do it on a lower, at least, mostly at first floor, with a wide view over a long street. That way you can give a better you have better accuracy with your sniper rifle, and that way if there is a zombie you can have overwatch over people that might are not infected, and yet again you have more chance to hit something than in a narrow street over long distance than higher from above over looking downwards. So that's what I don't like. They put the snipers way too high. That's so very difficult to get an accurate shot, um, because these zombies are very fast and they don't move. They move all around. So it will be very difficult for them to hit a very specific target very accurately. And yeah, as long as a few zombies, they can perhaps pull it off. But if there are more, like with a higher rate infection, this could be very difficult for them. So I would put them in this situation on a lower floor and on more strategic positions where they have a narrower line of fire where the zombies would be. Because if you put a guy in one street with that, and on the other streets they can cross each other, so you have two fire points that meet at one point. You have more chance to get rid of multiple zombies that way and with more accuracy. So I would have done this. That is what I'm talking about protection. Finally, the guys who carried away the bags with biohazard material, they wore face masks and goggles. That's very good. And the guys who were burning the corpses, they wore full CBRN suits. Very, very smart. Although I must admit, CBRN suits would be very, very exhausting to do such a hard labor by dragging bodies into a fire, next to a fire, which will be very hot. So the guys in those suits, I hope they will do some change of the guard to say on a very fast rate, because if you have to do this for 2 or 3 hours before some other guy will take your place, oh, that will be exhausting and oh man, I wouldn't want to be in their places. I know how hot and difficult it can be to be in a closed off CBRN suit. So, but I'm glad to see this. I'm glad they wear protection, which is a very good point. Right.
Area of security and reconstruction designated as District 1. District 1 is located on the Isle of Dogs. Although the Isle of Dogs is completely safe, the surrounding area of London is not. There are a large number of bodies still left to be cleared from the original outbreak of infection. Rats and wild dogs are prevalent.
Alright, it's very good. They start to colonizing small parts of the city, Isle of Dogs, like they said. Yeah, that's good. What I don't like, that is probably exposition for the movie, but while they are landed and they are on their way to the safety zone, they get explanations of what to do and what to watch out for. If those people are getting back to the place where they are, I think they already should have been informed about the dangers before 5 minutes before they arrive. So I would, if I was in the part of the government, I would advise to every newcomer to go through a sort of course, and instead of this safety thing, like it's a freaking airline safety lesson. These are not just to learn how to do your buckle on. This is a zombie pandemic. They said that the rats and the dogs that are perhaps walking around stray could spread the disease. I would have liked to know that before I would move to that place. Yeah, those people should have gone to a big course about pandemics, safety, evasion. They should have gone through a basic kind of military training of perhaps 1 week at least, to if they want to settle here. So that's what I don't like about this particular scene. But it's already good that they set these they're colonizing a small island to start first. So that's already good thinking. Fuck this guy. You're in a place that has been devastated by zombies. This guy is dozing off in his helicopter, a military, by the way, and then his buddy finds nothing better to do than to try to scare him with his jump scare. Fuck that guy. Why? Because for the same thing, he would have woken up, throw his pistol and fired at the guy, and then he would have been dead. All for a stupid joke. I talk from experience because at my work, people they try to jump scare me, and I react very hard to that, and that they find that funny. But one time I knocked out one of those guys with my elbow with a jump scare. So I can talk from experience. Don't do this stuff, and especially not in a zombie situation. It happened in Zombieland, where one guy tried to do something funny by dressing up as a zombie, and he got shot by somebody who thought he was a real zombie. So, yet again, I will tell it again: idiot, idiot, idiot. two little idiots, I would say to this. Why? You are in a safety zone, a quarantine zone, and you find nothing better to do than to sneak out to get to your old house and to get some personal stuff that perhaps still lays down there. They heard the lessons from the bus. That's why I told you these people should have gone through a course to learn about the dangers and to learn to get it inside of their thick heads how dangerous it is to even touch something that is suspicious, let alone escape not only through the watching military who can think you're a zombie and shoot you. No, you also go outside of the safety zone where there might still be zombies and which is not decontaminated. They will bring the zombie virus inside of the safety zone, isn't it? I fear so. So
Straight ox? No, puppy.
I hate these kids. You're outside the safety zone. You just got seen by a sniper who was way too high because otherwise he could have shoot their asses. And now you're running around in where there might be zombies, and you're waving your arms around. You're running fast. You're screaming like it's a camping trip. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. I hate these kids. Sorry, if they would get bitten, I would not feel any sympathy for them. I'm sorry for that, but those are idiots.
Standard protocol we do for the survivors. We haven't had to do it for a while. The last survivors came across the over.
I'm sorry for all these precautions, she says. She only has a surgical mask. Her eyes are still open. Those guys in the beginning, we were taking out trash with biohazard material. They wore glasses. They wore the mask at least. This who is handling a infected person who is asymptomatic. That person who is still in shock and might react aggressive, like they did with the shower. They suddenly did. Her eyes are still open for infection. How idiotic. I'm sorry. I thought they were doing something right in this movie in the beginning, but nope. Idiots, idiots.
One of his natural immunity is incredibly valuable. Her blood constitution with a clean and cure.
This movie is full of idiots. In the beginning, we saw military at every 5 meters on the street. We saw guys behind security cams scanning every centimeter of the city. And now, this guy, the janitor by the way, who has a key card to even this medic lab facility for some reason, he can go in and visit his wife that is asymptomatic, and he can touch her. He can talk to her. He can get inside without even a guard in front of the door. You would think of all the places inside this safe zone, the lab, which contains a person who is asymptomatic with the virus, would at least have one armed guard or something, or a locked door where the janitor cannot get in. It's painful. He kissed his wife. You would think, I know he is discovered that his wife is still alive, that she somehow survived that, but I know how much you love her, how much you regret that you left her behind. She's bound to a medical bed for a reason. Don't kiss her. You shouldn't have been here in the first place, let alone kiss her. And now you get infected. Well done. You fucked up everything. And why? Because you're an idiot. So you have a virus that can infect someone in a few seconds, and is very aggressive. So what do you do with all the people? You put literally all your baskets, all your eggs in the same basket. If one got even a drop on their shoulder or something, and somebody licked that shoulder for some reason, I don't know, could happen. They would all get infected within the first few minutes, and you would have a room full of zombies. Now it's just that one guy, that idiot janitor, who broke through, as an infected, broke through the door. Why is there such a door that can be opened by just one zombified person in this so-called safe shelter? The safe shelter is just a locked garage. Underground garage with some lights on it. That's it. There's not even a guard inside of the guarding of the shelter. This is just a disaster.
Oh man, this is FUBAR. We got a group there, 12 o'clock. We got a group 12 o'clock. We got one 3 o'clock on the ground. Got 4 on the ground. Got 4.
That is what I told before. Those snipers are way too high. There are too many moving targets, and targets that move too fast. Even worse, it's night. Who could have guessed that that would happen? That a zombie would outbreak out in the night? And yeah, they apparently first got the order to fire selectively by picking off the zombies between the crowds, which is, like the guy said over there, which is FUBAR, fucked up beyond all recognition, and very difficult to pull off even for trained snipers. Yeah, like I said before, they should have put them lower, in longer fields of view, and yeah, yet again, all these persons, they should have been informed. Like I said before, they should have got some sort of course training before they moved into this very dangerous zone. And I would, and where are the military now? They were military every 5 meters in the beginning, and now we don't see any military on the ground. So that's FUBAR, like they said.
Lost control.
All units, medical commanding officer Sierra Lima. Please be on the lookout for a young boy, age 12, name Andy.
We lost control, he said. Yep, that's very good. I would say, after the first minutes of this crisis, that's what you want to hear from your commander. We lost control of the situation. Very good for boosting morale and taking up leadership. So I drink to that sarcastically. And like we saw those military on ground level with automatic weapons. Yeah, why are they in the middle of the street? If you would put them on higher posts, perhaps put some I would say build something like a small tower, a bus with some sand sacks around it, and place them spread around the city like that. Because now all these uninfected people are running towards them. It's dark; they cannot see which one is who. And even if those people are running around and they would have been stationed a few meters above ground, they would have at least gotten some oversight, and they would create some diversion pockets. That is something from World War Z, where you got certain points where there are defenders, and those defenders will draw out zombies. So regular people and civilians can run away, and the zombies will get drowned by the noise and the sight of military who are a little bit higher within, just outside of the graph, so the zombies would get around them. And yet again, I just thought about this point. No protection. If these military would have worn some CBRN suit, at least a mask and a glasses, even when they get tackled by a zombie, they could survive if their body would shoot a zombie off them, and they would not get infected by blood splatters getting in their face. So they would still be in fight. They would still be capable of fighting and trying to help with the situation and be operational. So and then you have this medical officer who is asking for all these people who are trying to contain everything to look for a small child, that one idiot child who went outside, by the way. Yeah, do you think they will listen? They got bigger problems on their heads right now. So, it hurts. It started so good and now it hurts. So now the military got the order to shoot at everyone. No exceptions, they say. That's a very bad idea, to be honest, because, yeah, even when there are no... How do we say this? It makes sense when you're on ground level and you see a horde of people coming your way. That I can understand. But to snipers, if you say to the snipers, take out everyone... They are snipers for a reason. They are for accurate and selective firing, and yet again they are getting the order to waste ammo to people who don't even form a threat. I would say give the order to the ground, to everyone on the ground who are in defending positions, to fire perhaps in the crowd that comes to them. But the snipers, they can pick off they planned the zombies they can see. Or they're gathering around somebody, around a victim that they caught. But it's an idiot order to say kill everyone and waste ammo that way that could be needed to bring support fire to your ground troops. Yeah. And how do you think the civilians will react when they see that the military is firing indiscriminately at them? They will do more stupid things. They will not trust you, and it will be when you regain against control over the situation. It will be very hard to convince those people to go back to their room if everything's cleared up. Yeah, that would be very chaotic now, and even when the situation would be under control. Fucking damn it. So, now this little idiot child has done something smart. He went inside of one of the buildings on the outside. If these people would have been informed, I would say the moment zombies are running amok, hide in a building. These buildings should have been open, to be honest. At least I would have opened them, because when you do that, when people who are not yet infected are going inside of a building, the streets will be more clear, the ground troops can pick off zombies one at a time, because they will be running mostly in the middle of the street and not after perhaps the people, or banging on the door, or people who lock themselves inside of a side building like this kid did, and the snipers would easily pick them off. So that would have been a good. That's what should have been doing here. But in that situation, don't get into the crowd. It's like a stampede. Try to get to the side and try to hide, get in cover, or try to lock yourself in a safe space, or try to climb over a fence or something at least. Try to not get mixed in the crowd, because crowds are in panic, and the crowd mentality will make bad decisions, like running into a 50 BMG M2 machine gun that is aiming towards them. So that's a lesson you can learn from this. All right, so the snipers are more effective against people, regular people, than infected people for some reason, even at night. Like you can see, these people were surprised by a sniper that keeps a lock onto the street. The moment a sniper is firing, run to the side, to the cover, because in the street there will be one that way, or the other way. And if you must run, try to. These people were running in straight lines. I know it's a panic, you don't think straight, but it's harder for a sniper to hit a target if you jump around, even if you try to zigzag or crouch and make yourself a smaller target. That's a way to try to reduce the chance that you get hit. So yeah, that's a survival tip in this kind of situation, I guess.
Botsman, corn whiskey. Sailor in the river.
So now the military is using, I guess, napalm, I guess? But why? Why they have so many jet fighters for a zombie situation? I know the island is lost, but there could be survivors. There could be so many of your own military still holding up in one of those buildings, trying to protect the survivors. They can still try to protect. Perhaps there are people who have been smart enough to go inside of a building, but now you're blowing up everything. That's an that's an idiot strategy. And now you will not only have pissed off civilians, but also pissed off of your own men. And what a morale boost to know to the people who are in charge and officers that they have to kill their own men. The news will spread. There will be less. There will be a mutiny if I was in those military guys. Oh my god, that's. And why is there a helicopter flying during the midst of an airstrike? That does not make any sense. Oh boy, they should have set up the evacuation points on top of the rooftops instead of basements and underground parking lots, because a rooftop is easily to defend with one stairway or one ladder or something. It would have been better for the snipers and for the ground forces to pick off the zombies that way if people could crawl on rooftops instead of blowing them to Kingdom Come. This is getting worse at a second. Wait. Several problems, several bigger problems I see in this scene. these these kids who got hit, who got splattered with blood from one of the zombies that got shot by a sniper that saved him. He he's still covered in blood. His hands is still filled with blood, even after all the crawling and the dodging of the sniper earlier. Try the first thing you should do is wash yourself clean. If you get the smallest cut, even like I said, it was on his hands. The smallest cut on his hands, and that blood that is or surrounded that on his hands will infect him. That's already a big mistake. The second thing I want to notice is why are they in the middle of a ferries of some carnival attraction? I guess you're literally standing on a bright lit spot in an open area. You should hide in a building or something if you're going to, because they're outside of the safety zone. There will be less zombies over there than inside of the safety zone where it's now all chaos. So go inside of a small building or so that will draw less attention from perhaps a regular zombie. And my last, Ali, the only good thing I see is that military guy, that sniper. He at least keeps looking around in the area with his weapon ready to shoot. That's good. Always in a dangerous situation, always have somebody on watch who is guarding and keep an eye on the area. That's very good of that guy. But this lady who got shot earlier by that sniper, only now she dresses the wounds with an Israeli bandage, by the way. She should have done that from the beginning. I'm surprised she hasn't not bleed out yet. And even if it's not a fatal wound, you still want to cover up that wound with at least something, because yeah, perhaps that idiot kid with full of blood will scrub a little bit, perhaps langs her leg, and then she get infected, or she get a blood splatter through that wound, she get infected. You should cover up that wound immediately. If it's not for not bleeding out, then do it at least for not getting infected. Oh, oh man. All right, it was good. Those people lay low in the grass. Yeah, that's a good way to move through a zombie infested area. Lay low, keep an eye on your surrounding, but lay as low that you're not as visible. But then that chopper they called came, and yeah, instead of making the most of the time, get everyone on that chopper and get into safety, no, for some reason he says you have to go take these kids to over the channel. What? Yeah, and while they're talking, zombies getting from all over onto their position, drawn by the helicopter. Yeah, that one guy who lost his cool, he tried to run to the helicopter to get a grab of it to escape. The helicopter guy, he thought it was a zombie, and he will now start to try to shake him because, yeah, panic, this and that. First of all, if there are zombies and there's a helicopter, get in. Don't waste time talking. Get in, get to safety as quick as possible. Second, don't try to panic. When you're in panic, you do very stupid things like that guy, and now your chance of safety is gone. Yeah, so... These idiots, this movie is full of idiots. That guy in the chopper, I don't know why, but he's flying with his rotors inside of the group of zombies to cut them all into half. Okay, that's brave that you want to help those people on the ground to get away. But few mistakes. First, it's very dangerous. You will, if you fly that low in that angle, first of all, you get chance to crash. Second, you have an open cockpit. Even when the blood splatters cannot directly fly into it, I see enough blood mist flying around that there is no way that helicopter guy would not get infected because of that. Third, it's an open cockpit. If it flies so low, the zombies could grab the underside of his helicopter, so they could climb in it if one of them survived and try to jump to it. Start to hurt even more.
Vince, get the Vince.
Alright, so now our heroes are first, they cannot go into the street because gas is flying their way. I don't know what kind of gas it is, but if it's nerve gas, they will not survive this. If it's, I don't even think that it's some sort of tear gas, because I don't know, the symptoms don't seem like it. To the other way, the zombies are coming. So what they do, they hide in a car. Yeah, good thinking when there is gas, because what is the first thing they say? Close the air ventils so the gas won't get into the car. But yeah, it's perhaps better than nothing. But yeah, that's already a good way of thinking to survive the gas. What I don't like about this scene is the zombies. We saw earlier that the zombies break through fences and doors, but as a car window that is made out of safety glass, they start to pound it and they cannot get through it for some reason. And they lock the door, because zombies are known to open the door and not break through the door, I guess, in this scenario. And yeah, the thing I also thought was it was very dangerous to get in, try to go a little bit back to get into the car. Why? They could not have known the car was open. For the same thing, the car was locked, and they would not have survived, lost precious moment to escape from the zombies and the gas at the same time. So yeah, that's what I find weird about this scene. Yet again, of the air ventils, that's a good nice touch of a survival instinct over there. Alright, that is what I'm talking about. The gas seems to work instantly. So it's not one of those how do you call this? Those gases those gases that will start to infect, how do you say this? Take the oxygen out of the lungs. I think it's more of some sort of nerve gas or something, because it works within 10 seconds. So that is highly, in that concentration, it would be highly deadly. Even the air ventils would not be sufficient to keep that away. Let alone they try to cover their mouth like this and even leave their nose open. So the people in the car would be dead. There is nothing you can do against those nerve gas. And even if they survive, because it's the most airtight car in the world, if they get out and they touch the surface of the car, the ground, or a wall, nerve gas is so toxic, if you get particles on your skin, it will get through the skin and you will succumb to the effects of nerve gas. So even when they survive this, there's no way they can get out of this city alive that is dwelled in nerve gas. Alright, several problems. If that gas is so deadly, the guy got out of the car, he tried to push the car back so the engine will start, but problems. First, he get outside and he lives so much longer than the zombies with just a rag before his mouth. So the nerve gas works only good on zombies first, apparently. Second, if the gas is so deadly, you open the car door and you close it again, the gas gets in, and if it's that deadly, those people inside will be dead. My third problem, the military is coming. I don't know if they could have seen that through that thing, but yet again, instead of trying to get the car running, getting away, and be noticed by those military guys, especially with the one with the flamethrower, I would just lay low inside of the car and try to lay as low as possible. Even when the military in the gas mask try to look inside of the car, they perhaps will not notice you, and that's more. Then you have more probability to survive this than just whatever that guy tried to do, and now he's dead. Oh, kind of like that guy for the smart. He was one of the smartest characters in this movie so far. So you're telling me that an Apache helicopter, a war machine designed to take out tanks specifically for that task, cannot hit just a civilian's vehicle? How? I've played Call of Duty and I call bullshit on this situation, because that car would have been taken out with a few shots in that open area with a civilian car which is not panzered or armored and is driving slower than most military vehicles with trained personnel that shoots at them. So I call bullshit on this scene. They should have gone by foot, so instead of being noticed by a car. And why is the army shooting a car? They should have focused on zombies and keep their ammo for the zombie horde instead of throwing napalm. This is stupid. Alright, so those two idiot kids were the only survivors, got onto that chopper, and that guy brought them over the channel to France. Alright, so you bring a helicopter who is infected, who is full of zombie splatter because you had to fly into the horde to chop them in half, and you bring a child that is asymptomatic to over the channel where their infection by some miracle has not been spread yet. Well, thank you, all because two idiot kids tried to break out of the quarantine zone there because they wanted to have some memories for back home. Now the whole of Europe and even the rest of the world is doomed because of you two little shits. Yeah, you saw the zombies now in running against the Eiffel Tower. So France is definitely getting infected ravagely, all because of those two idiot kids. Why? Why? And at least have the thinking of, oh, I land in France. Let me warn the official authorities so some idiot will not lick the helicopter or start to kiss with his child or something. With well, I don't know how they would get infected. It happened to the janitor. All right. So this was my take on 28 weeks later. I think I will do such movie reviews. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of making me mad sometimes to see what decisions people will take. Yeah, I think I will do this in the future again. So I would say if you like this, leave a reaction, subscribe if I would like that. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and yep, see you in the next video, I guess.